Chukwudi didn't scream when the truth revealed itself. The woman he married against his parents' warnings was never human. He couldn't. The woman in his arms began to change. Skin tightening into scales, eyes multiplying in the dark, coils wrapping around his body like a crown of judgment. That was when he understood. He hadn't been chosen by love. He had been chosen by destiny. Because the moment he realized he had been making love to a serpent spirit, the ground opened beneath him. Thousands of eyes stared up from the abyss, and the throne below was never meant to be empty. Chukwudi was not the victim. He was the next Serpent King. Bound by desire and destiny, Chukwudi had unknowingly sealed his fate to ascend as the next Serpent King. What happens next will change his life forever. Before you judge his choice, watch till the end. In the town of Enugu, there lived a woman so beautiful that men lost their minds when they saw her. Her name was Nneoma, and she was perfect. Too perfect. Her skin was flawless, smooth like polished bronze. No blemishes, no scars, no imperfections. Her eyes were large and hypnotic. When she looked at you, you felt like you were the only person in the world. Her voice was like honey, sweet, melodious, enchanting, and her body moved like water, graceful, fluid, almost supernatural. Every man who saw her wanted to marry her. Rich men, poor men, young men, old men, they all came. With gifts, with proposals, with promises. But Nneoma turned them all down. "I'm waiting for the right one," she would say with a mysterious smile. And then one day, she found him. Or rather, he found her. His name was Chukwudi, and he had no idea that the woman he fell in love with wasn't human at all. Chukwudi was a good man, 28 years old. He worked as an engineer for a construction company. He made decent money. Not rich, but comfortable. He came from a good family. His father was a retired school principal. His mother was a trader in the market. He had 3 younger siblings. All of them loved and respected him. Chukwudi was known in his community as a serious, responsible man. He didn't chase women. He didn't drink or smoke. He went to church every Sunday. He helped his parents. He was saving money to build his own house. Everyone said he would make a good husband. His mother, Mama Chukwudi, had been pressuring him to get married. "My son, you're not getting any younger. When will you bring a wife home?" "Mama, I'm waiting for the right person." Every woman is the right person if you treat her well. Stop being so picky. But Chukwudi wasn't being picky. He just hadn't found anyone who made his heart race. Until he met Nneoma. It happened at a wedding. Chukwudi's cousin was getting married. The reception was at a big hall in Enugu. There was music, dancing, food, drinks. Everyone was celebrating. Chukwudi was sitting at a table with his friends, laughing, talking, enjoying himself. And then she walked in, Nneoma, wearing a green dress that hugged her body perfectly. Her hair was styled elegantly. Her makeup was subtle but stunning. And when she moved, it was like the whole room stopped. Everyone turned to look. Men stayed with their mouths open. Women stayed with envy and suspicion. Because something about Nneoma was off. She was too beautiful. Too perfect. Too unnatural. But Chukwudi didn't notice the strangeness. He only saw the beauty. He watched her sit down at a table near the front. Watched her smile politely at people who greeted her. Watched her move with that fluid, graceful motion. And he was captivated. His friend noticed. "Chukwudi, close your mouth. You're drooling." "Who is that?" Chukwudi asked, unable to look away. "That's Nneoma. She's a friend of the bride." "Is she married?" "No, but many men have tried. She's very selective." "I want to meet her." His friends laughed. "You and every other man here. Good luck." But Chukwudi was determined. He waited until the dancing started. Then he approached her, his heart pounding, his palms sweating. "Excuse me, would you like to dance?" Nneoma looked up at him, those large, hypnotic eyes studying him. For a moment, he thought she would say no, but then she smiled. "I would love to." And when she took his hand, Chukwudi felt a strange sensation. Her hand was cold, very cold, like she had been holding ice. but her touch sent electricity through his body. They danced, and as they moved together, Chukwudi felt like he was in a dream. She moved perfectly with him, anticipated his every step. It was like they had danced together 1,000 times before. "What's your name?" he asked. "Nneoma." "I'm Chukwudi." "I know." He looked at her, surprised. "You know?" She smiled mysteriously. "I've seen you around. At church. In the market. I've been noticing you." Chukwudi's heart soared. This beautiful woman had noticed him. "Why didn't you say hello?" "I was waiting for you to approach me. And if I hadn't..." Her smile widened. "I would have found a way." They talked all night. About everything. About work. About family. About dreams. Nneoma was intelligent, witty, charming. She seemed to know exactly what to say, exactly how to laugh, exactly how to look at him to make his heart race. By the end of the night, Chukwudi was in love. Completely, totally in love. "Can I see you again?" he asked as the wedding ended. "I was hoping you would ask." She gave him her phone number, and from that night on, they were inseparable. Chukwudi and Nneoma's relationship moved fast, very fast. Within a week, they were seeing each other every day. Within a month, Chukwudi had introduced her to his family. His mother was skeptical. Mama Chukwudi looked at Nneoma with narrowed eyes. There was something about this girl she didn't like. She couldn't put her finger on it, but something felt wrong. "She's very beautiful," Mama Chukwudi said carefully. "Yes, Mama, isn't she perfect?" "Too perfect," Mama Chukwudi muttered. "What?" "Nothing. Where is she from?" She said she's from a village near Nsukka. Her parents are dead. She has no siblings. She lives alone. Mama Chukwudi frowned. "No family at all." "No, Mama, she's all alone in the world. That's why I want to take care of her." Over the next few weeks, Mama Chukwudi observed Nneoma carefully, and she noticed things. Strange things. Nneoma never ate in their presence. "I ate before I came," she would say. "Oh, I'm not hungry right now." "Oh, I have a sensitive stomach." Always an excuse. Nneoma's skin was always cold to the touch. Even on hot days, even when everyone else was sweating, her skin remained cool, almost reptilian. Nneoma never blinked. Mama Chukwudi noticed this during conversations. Normal people blink, but Nneoma would stare without blinking for minutes at a time. It was unnatural, unsettling, and there was something about her eyes. Sometimes, when light hit them at a certain angle, they seemed to reflect light, like an animal's eyes, like a snake's eyes. Mama Chukwudi tried to warn her son. "Chukwudi, there's something strange about that girl." "Mama, please, not this again." "I'm serious. She doesn't eat. Her skin is always cold. And her eyes." "Mama, you're being superstitious. Nneoma is perfect. I love her, and I'm going to marry her." "Chukwudi." "Mama, please. I'm not a child anymore. I know what I want." Mama Chukwudi fell silent, but in her heart, she prayed, "God, if this woman is not human, please reveal it before it's too late." 3 months after they met, Chukwudi proposed. He took Nneoma to a fancy restaurant, got down on one knee, presented a ring. "Nneoma, you've made me the happiest man alive. Will you marry me?" Nneoma smiled, that mysterious, enchanting smile. "Yes, Chukwudi. I've been waiting for this moment my whole life." They kissed, and Chukwudi felt complete. He had found his perfect woman, his soulmate, his future wife. He had no idea he had just proposed to a snake spirit. The wedding preparations moved quickly. Nneoma wanted a fast wedding. "Why wait?" she would say. "We love each other. Let's start our life together." Chukwudi agreed. They set the date for 3 months away. But during those 3 months, more strange things happened. Things that should have been red flags. But Chukwudi was too in love to see them. Nneoma never let Chukwudi visit her apartment. "It's too small," she would say. "I'm embarrassed. I don't care about the size. I just want to..." "No, let's wait until after the wedding." Then we'll have our own place together. Nneoma refused to take photos. Whenever Chukwudi tried to take a picture of her, she would turn away. I don't like photos. Why not? I just don't. Please respect that. And Chukwudi, trying to be a good fiancé, respected it, even though it was strange. Nneoma never went swimming or to the beach. I can't swim, she would say. But it was more than that. She seemed to have an aversion to large bodies of water. Whenever they passed a river or lake, she would become quiet, tense, almost afraid. And sometimes, late at night, Chukwudi would call her, and he would hear strange sounds in the background. Hissing sounds, slithering sounds. "What's that noise?" he would ask. "What noise?" "I don't hear anything." But he heard it, every time. Mama Chukwudi continued to have bad feelings. She went to see a prophet, a man of God known for spiritual discernment. "Pastor, my son is about to marry a woman, but something is wrong with her. Can you pray for me?" The prophet prayed, and his face grew dark. "This woman, she is not what she seems." "What do you mean?" "I see a serpent, a python spirit. She has taken human form to trap your son." Mama Chukwudi's blood ran cold. What will happen if he marries her? On the wedding night, she will reveal herself, and she will take him to the spirit world. He will never be seen again. What can I do? You must stop this wedding, at any cost. Mama Chukwudi went home and told her son everything. But Chukwudi didn't believe her. "Mama, this is ridiculous. Nneoma is not a snake. She's a woman, a human woman." The prophet said, "I don't care what the prophet said. You're trying to ruin my happiness because you don't like her. Chukwudi, please listen to me." "No, Mama, I'm getting married, with or without your blessing." And he stormed out, leaving his mother in tears, praying desperately that God would intervene. The wedding day arrived. It was a beautiful ceremony. The church was decorated with flowers. The guests were dressed in their finest clothes. The choir sang beautifully. Chukwudi stood at the altar, waiting, his heart full of joy, his mind full of dreams about his future with Nneoma. And then she walked in, Nneoma, in a white wedding dress, looking more beautiful than ever, looking almost glowing. Everyone gasped. She was stunning, perfect, too perfect. As she walked down the aisle, some of the older women in the church felt uneasy. They whispered to each other, "Something is wrong with that bride. Look at how she moves. And her eyes, did you see her eyes?" But no one spoke up. No one objected. And the wedding continued. The pastor performed the ceremony. "Do you, Chukwudi, take Nneoma to be your lawfully wedded wife?" "I do." "And do you, Nneoma, take Chukwudi to be your lawfully wedded husband?" "I do," she said, her voice like honey. "I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride." Chukwudi lifted her veil, looked into those hypnotic eyes, and kissed her. And as he did, he felt that coldness again, that strange, icy coldness. But he ignored it. This was his wife now, his beautiful, perfect wife. The reception was lavish. Dancing, eating, drinking, celebrating. Chukwudi couldn't stop smiling. He was the happiest man alive. But Mama Chukwudi sat in the corner, not smiling, not celebrating, just praying that her son would survive the night. As the reception ended, Chukwudi and Nneoma left for their honeymoon suite, a beautiful hotel room on the outskirts of Enugu, decorated with roses and candles, romantic music playing softly. Everything was perfect. Chukwudi carried Nneoma over the threshold. She laughed, that beautiful, musical laugh. He set her down, and they looked at each other. "I can't believe you're finally my wife," Chukwudi said. "I can't believe you're finally my husband," Nneoma replied. But there was something different in her voice now. Something colder. Something predatory. Chukwudi didn't notice. He was too happy, too in love, too blind. "I'm going to take a shower," he said. "I'll be right back." "Take your time," Nneoma said with a smile. Chukwudi went into the bathroom, turned on the shower, And as the water ran, he thought about how lucky he was, how blessed, how perfect his life had become. He had no idea what was waiting for him outside that bathroom door. When Chukwudi finished his shower, he wrapped a towel around his waist, dried his hair, looked at himself in the mirror, and smiled. Tonight was his wedding night, the beginning of his new life. He opened the bathroom door and stepped into the bedroom. The lights were off, only candles burning, casting flickering shadows on the walls. Nneoma. No answer. Nneoma, where are you? He walked further into the room, and then he heard it, a sound he would never forget. Hissing, loud hissing, like a snake, but bigger, much bigger. Nneoma. The hissing grew louder, and then he saw movement in the shadows. Something large, something that wasn't human. His heart began to pound. Nneoma, this isn't funny. And then she emerged from the darkness. But it wasn't Nneoma anymore. At least, not the Nneoma he knew. Her skin was changing, becoming scaly. Green and brown scales spreading across her body. Her eyes were changing, becoming yellow, with vertical slits instead of pupils. Her tongue was flickering, forked, like a snake's tongue. And her body, her beautiful, perfect body, was growing, elongating, transforming. Chukwudi screamed. He stumbled backward, hitting the wall, his mind unable to process what he was seeing. What are you? Nneoma's voice came out, but distorted, layered with hissing. I am what I've always been, my husband. I am a queen python, a serpent spirit who walks in human form. No, this can't be real. Oh, it's very real. Her transformation continued. Her legs were fusing together, becoming a massive snake tail. Thick, muscular, powerful. Her upper body remained somewhat human, but covered in scales. Her face was becoming more reptilian, more serpentine. Why? Chukwudi managed to ask. Why did you do this? Because I needed a husband. In the spirit world, I am alone. I have been alone for centuries. I watch human women find love, find companionship, and I wanted that too. She slithered closer, so I took human form. I searched for the perfect man, a good man, a kind man, a man whose spirit was pure enough to survive the transformation. Transformation? What transformation? She smiled, a terrible smile, full of fangs. Tonight, I will take you to my world, the spirit world beneath the earth. You will become my husband there, and we will live together for eternity. I don't want to go. I don't want to be with you. You don't have a choice. You married me. You made vows, in the presence of God and witnesses. Those vows are binding. She was right in front of him now, her massive form towering over him. Please, Chukwudi begged, please don't do this. I'm sorry, but it's already done. She began to wrap her coils around him, cold, scaly coils, tightening, not enough to hurt, but enough to restrain. Chukwudi struggled, but it was useless. She was too strong. Don't fight, my husband. It will be easy if you don't fight. Her coils covered his body, and he felt himself being pulled down toward the floor. But the floor, it wasn't solid anymore. It was opening, like a portal, like a doorway to another world. He could see it below him, a dark, underground realm, with caverns and rivers, and other serpents, hundreds of them, thousands of them, all looking up at him, waiting. No, help, somebody help me. But no one could hear him. The hotel room was soundproof, and even if someone heard, who would believe him? Nneoma's coils tightened one last time. Goodbye, human world. Hello, my kingdom. And she pulled him down through the floor, down through the portal, down into the darkness. Chukwudi's screams echoed, and then silence. The portal closed. The floor became solid again. The candles flickered, and the room was empty, as if nothing had happened, as if Chukwudi had never been there at all. The next morning, the hotel staff knocked on the door. Mr. and Mrs. Chukwudi, checkout time is noon. No answer. They knocked again. Mr. and Mrs. Chukwudi. Still no answer. They used their master key to enter. The room was empty. Completely empty. The bed was made. The candles had burned out. There were no clothes. No luggage. No sign that anyone had been there. It was as if the newlyweds had vanished into thin air. The hotel called Chukwudi's family. Nneoma Chukwudi arrived with her husband and other children. Where is my son? Where is Chukwudi? Ma, we don't know. They checked in last night, but this morning, they're gone, and they left nothing behind. Nneoma Chukwudi collapsed, weeping. I told him. I warned him, but he wouldn't listen. They searched everywhere, called the police, filed a missing persons report, but Chukwudi was never found. No trace of him. No body, no evidence of foul play. He had simply disappeared. Nneoma Chukwudi told everyone what the prophet had said about Nneoma being a snake spirit. Some people believed her. Others thought grief had made her lose her mind. But the older people in the village, they believed, because they had heard stories like this before. Stories of beautiful women who weren't really women. Stories of serpent spirits who took human form to trap men. Stories of grooms who disappeared on their wedding night. The stories were real, and Chukwudi was just the latest victim. Years passed. Chukwudi's family never stopped searching, never stopped praying, never stopped hoping he might somehow return. But he never did, and Nneoma Chukwudi lived the rest of her life with one regret, that she hadn't tried harder to stop the wedding, that she hadn't done more to save her son, that she had let him walk into a trap, all because he was blinded by beauty, by love, by a woman who wasn't really a woman at all. Not everything beautiful is good. Nneoma was stunning, perfect, enchanting, but she was also a predator, a monster in disguise. Beauty can be a weapon, a trap, a tool of deception. Never let physical appearance blind you to warning signs. Trust your instincts. Nneoma Chukwudi knew something was wrong. Her spirit discerned it. The prophet confirmed it, but Chukwudi ignored all the warnings, because he was in love. If your spirit is telling you something is wrong, listen, even if you can't explain it, even if it seems irrational. Your spirit knows things your mind doesn't. Seek spiritual guidance before major decisions. Marriage is a major decision, a life-changing decision. You should seek God's guidance. Seek wisdom from spiritual elders. Pray for discernment. Don't rush into commitments because of emotions alone. Some secrets are revealed too late. Nneoma revealed her true nature on the wedding night, after vows were made, after the commitment was binding. By then, it was too late. Some things cannot be undone. Choose carefully who you bind yourself to. Red flags should not be ignored. Nneoma never ate, never let him see where she lived, never took photos, never went near water, made strange sounds at night. These were red flags, clear warning signs, but Chukwudi ignored them all. Don't ignore red flags. They are called red flags for a reason. Love should not make you blind. Chukwudi loved Nneoma, but that love made him blind to the truth, made him deaf to wisdom, made him vulnerable to deception. Real love opens your eyes. It doesn't close them. If your love is making you ignore wisdom, ignore warnings, ignore your family's concerns, it's not love, it's deception. Not everyone who approaches you has good intentions. Nneoma targeted Chukwudi. She chose him specifically. She watched him, waited for the right moment, approached him when he was vulnerable, and trapped him. Some people are hunters, and you are the prey. Be careful who you let into your life. Thank you so much for watching this story. If this story gave you chills, if it made you think about who you're dating or planning to marry, please subscribe and turn on notifications. These stories aren't just entertainment. They are warnings. They are lessons from our ancestors. They are reminders that the spiritual realm is real. Today, I want you to think seriously about this. Who are you in a relationship with? Do you really know them? Have you met their family? Seen where they live? Observed them in different situations? Or have you only seen the version of themselves they want you to see? Because here's the truth. Some people are not what they seem. Some people hide things. Dark things. Dangerous things. Spiritual things. And by the time the truth is revealed, it might be too late. Chukwudi thought he knew Nneoma. He thought she was perfect. He thought she was his dream woman. But he didn't really know her at all. He knew a mask, a performance, a beautiful lie. And that lie cost him everything. Don't be like Chukwudi. Don't let beauty blind you. Don't let emotions override wisdom. Don't ignore warning signs. Don't rush into marriage. Take your time. Observe carefully. Ask questions. Seek spiritual guidance. Pray for discernment. And if your family, your friends, your pastor, or your own spirit is telling you something is wrong, listen, because it's better to walk away from a relationship than to walk into a trap. It's better to be single than to be with someone who will destroy you. It's better to wait for the right person than to rush into a commitment with the wrong one. And remember, not everyone who loves you has good intentions. Nneoma said she loved Chukwudi. Maybe she did, in her own twisted way. But her love was possessive, controlling, destructive. She didn't want to share life with him. She wanted to imprison him, to take him to her world where he would never be free. That's not love. That's captivity. Real love sets you free. It doesn't trap you. It doesn't hide things from you. It doesn't reveal itself only when it's too late to escape. So be careful, be wise, be discerning, and pray before you say, I do. Because some wedding vows are more binding than you realize. Some commitments cannot be broken. Some traps cannot be escaped. Stay wise, stay prayerful, stay protected, and never, ever ignore the warning signs. I'll see you in the next story.
My name is Joseph, and I share African stories and folk tales that carry deep lessons. If you enjoyed this story, please click the subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe, stay wise. Bye-bye.